What was that line? I was smoking Newports because I'm doing court for an assault. Something like that.
Caught in Bridgeport, New York.
Yeah.
Did you hear that Biggie might be fraudulent?
What do you mean? His murder?
No. His whole persona.
Ghostwriter, all that shit?
He stole his persona from someone that the guy even looked like him. He stole his whole premise and everything.
No shit. That would be a big disappointment.
Yeah, so this guy was from Memphis, and there's too many coincidences to say that he didn't take his whole persona away and use it for himself.
Well,
and it's only coming out now, 30 years later.
Yeah, because the guy died.
Yeah, but still,
the guy that was from Memphis died.
When did he die? 30 years ago?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Oh, he did. Okay.
I found that thing about the fake, the original Biggie. If you guys want to see it really quick.
Sure.
All right.
I can't read that if it's supposed to be.
He was from Mississippi. Notorious B1 is what he called himself, Big Daddy.
How does this happen? It sounds exactly like it. You know what I mean?
Same style.
Dude, almost the same lyrics. Same
flow.
Yeah, same beat, same everything. You know? How does this happen? And nobody knows, like you're hearing about it, 30 years later.
Yeah. Like, could it be this guy trying to claim that after all this time, to try to make a name for himself? Who knows?
No, he died.
Oh.
He died before he could even do that.
Gabe, stop getting stories off Instagram, okay?
No, this is just so I could find it on YouTube also, but this is just the first search that came up.
You nailed it. That would be super disappointing if it is true.
Yeah.
This is the Beers and BS podcast, sponsored by one of the locals, Under the Sun Inserts, Brewport Coffee House and Brewport Cafe. And now here's your hosts, Adrian, Joe, and Mike.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Beers and BS, the podcast. We are your hosts. We got Joey.
What up?
Mike D.
Mike D.
I'm Adrian. Down in Tennessee is our producer, Gabe.
What's
up, Gabe?
How's it going, guys? Hey, really quick, before we get going, I just want to apologize to Joe for the last episode. I felt bad because I didn't make him a proper song like I made you guys, you two other guys. So
yeah, that was a proper fucking song.
I dug deep and I found one for Joe that I think he'll like.
All right.
Oh, shit.
Joe wakes up with the sunrise glow, brews his coffee, starts the show. Black and strong, that's how it flows. He's the king of caffeine, everybody knows. Cup of Joe in his hand, he's feeling alive. Sipping that brew.
What the fuck?
It's the best one yet.
I love it.
It's the best one yet.
It is.
Coffee and beats, that's his vibe.
Look at that.
Grooves just right. Dave Matthews Band keeps his spirit light.
Oh, shit.
Riffs, they fuel his flight. Joe's got rhythm, he's dynamite.
That is fire.
All right. Two things, okay? Gabe nailed it with Joey likes his coffee just like his men, black and strong. Right? And the other thing is, Gabe hates me. Right?
No,
I mean, that's all I can gather. Gabe hates me.
I knew you were going to bring that up, so
He's been fooling on you.
I created a better one for you.
I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Adrian dreams of stars so bright, lightsabers flashing in the night. Rebels and empires.
This is not better.
It is better.
It's better.
It is better.
Still bad, but better.
Feel the force.
All right. I'm good. Thank you, Gabe. I appreciate it.
I think he said, feel the force in your hole.
That's why my ass is killing me today.
There's also one for Mike D.
Oh, another one.
Rock and roll, baby.
Up in a cloud of haze, puffing on life like it's the glory days. Ashes fall, he don't even blink, filling up the air like he's the missing link. Too much smoke, can't see the sky. Mike Flying by.
Woo! Okay, once again, Gabe just doesn't like me.
Gabe is on fire.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, Gabe,
one
just
more.
remember, yeah, that birthday present. Just remember, okay?
Oof.
Woof.
One more.
Is this the Gabe intro?
I don't know.
Gabe's the name, but call me Gibraltar. Holding the box like a rock, I won't falter.
Oh,
Shoulder, underground heat making the
This
night
one's tough as hell, bro.
No shit.
from the beat stage door. No frills, no fluff, just a real out.
That one's good.
Gabe, that one hits. That one hits.
Gabe, do you still have a day job? Very cool.
Thank you to AI. This stuff is becoming very fun to do, and I'm learning a lot.
Nah, it's cool. I have like Joey's is definitely the best.
I'd love to see the search input for Adrian's song.
Yeah.
Something really gay for Adrian. He loves Star Wars.
Listen, all right. There's millions and millions of people out there that love Star Wars. All right.
No, I know.
It's not just me. Anyway, all right, cool. Very cool, Gabe. Good to see you guys. Right. We had another week off. Very busy these days. This brew crew. Anyway, as we start every episode, we tell the audience what we're drinking. Mike D, what do you got?
I went back to her.
Yeah.
Stella.
Yeah, you missed it.
I mean, do I even have to hold up the bottle?
Nah. We know what that. Oh, tall boy.
Yeah, she's a big.
Was that 22 ounce?
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Very nice. Joey, what about you?
I got a little Irish whiskey. Little Redbreast single pot still. I've never seen that terminology for a single malt, but I've had it. This bottle was new about 4 days ago, and it was the first time I've had it, so I'm enjoying it. And
Is it tasty?
2 more drinks left.
No cap, this shit bussin'.
Yeah, it's really good, man. I don't tend to like the Irish whiskeys, but this one's not bad.
Cool. Good. Change it up, something different. I had this a few weeks ago and I went back to it. Blue Moon Extra, Belgian White. It's their 8% alcohol beer. It's their, Blue Moon on steroids beer. And it's pretty good. 19.2 ounces, 8%. I like it. It's starting to grow on me. Gabe, what about you? Are you drinking?
Yeah, I'm having some Guinness.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
It's been a while. My wife went to the store at lunch and got some stuff for our fridge and came home with some Guinness. I was like, perfect.
Nice little surprise.
Yeah.
Mike, I'm looking at you here on the camera. It's just so fun. Can we get a poll? We might have to get a poll, right? Look, you guys see Mike D? I mean, he looks like he's 5 years younger,
You do.
right? He shaved that beard down. Looks good, dude.
rid of the white.
Yeah, looks good.
You ever shave it to the skin or no?
I did it like a month ago. I took it all when I lost all
No,
that.
that was like around Christmas. I feel like.
Oh,
Was it a month ago?
yeah.
You didn't grow that fucking Lou Albano shit in a month.
No. I grew. That's what I'm saying. When I took that off, I shaved it down to the skin.
A month ago? No way.
Yeah.
Didn't you have that last week? Yeah. The fucking
Dude, we
I
had
know. Last week,
Donatina's
no,
yet.
maybe Donatina's, but last week I didn't have it.
Oh, okay.
No.
No.
Looks good, though. Looks good.
Thank you very much.
Maybe one day I'll grow a beard.
You never had a beard?
Never. I couldn't have it for my job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just get so used to,
Wait, you never had a beard?
never.
According to the AI cartoon version of you, you do.
Yeah, and I was bald. I was bald in that fucking version and with a beard.
Yeah.
Not a good day.
Chat GPT missed on that one or whatever AI engine.
You said Gemini, right?
What was it?
That was Gemini. Gemini.
That's another like AI.
That's Google's AI.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you pay for these AI subscriptions?
No. And that's part of the reason why I'm still learning is I don't want to pay for something that I'm going to be
Dude,
doing a lot
if
of
you're
trial
able
and
to
error
get it to create the stuff that you're creating for free, that's fucking awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, you could do that for free on chat. You could do it on most of these free ones. Yeah.
on. Yeah.
Where are we at with getting us, to be like those babies that we see? Anybody else work?
Oh, I don't know.
No?
So I did look into that. It's just a very long process. So the easy way to do it is rolling with 2 different people. That's why you see a lot of them with just 2 people.
Yeah.
When it gets to more than 2 people, that's when it becomes very intricate and nuanced. So I haven't gotten there yet.
You know what my wife and I are doing right now? We're having fun.
Oh,
Let's hear it.
this is a family show.
No, we take a picture of a room and upload it to ChatGPT and say like
Wait, upload a what?
a picture of like a room that we want to decorate and say, can you decorate this room with like a coastal vibe or whatever we're feeling?
Right.
And it gives you like 6 pictures of,
That room,
dude, it's like,
insane.
you
huh?
couldn't even tell it's a fucking.
This is on ChatGPT?
Yeah.
You guys got to show me. I don't
That's
know.
awesome.
I don't understand this. Anyway, Gabe, you said so. Like, all right, you're still working on the baby thing or no? Yeah. All right. How about
Very loosely.
maybe a little less fucking song making, maybe a little more baby.
A little more baby making.
Do we really need fucking pictures of us as baby? Act like a baby as it is. You know what I mean?
I think it's funny. I love those videos.
I'm starting to see movie scenes. Like I saw
My cousin
Marissa
Vinny?
Tomei, my cousin Vinny.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
That's
cute.
funny.
Oh, I showed Adrian those Stormtrooper AI videos that are going on the vlogs. They're
Those are
fucking
cool.
hilarious.
That's cool.
They look real too.
Dude,
That is cool.
They're hysterical. Have you watched them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I watched one of them.
Did you look up Doug and Randy? Yeah.
I tried to find it. I couldn't find it.
Dude, Randy steals Darth Vader's helmet.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
really?
Yeah, it's funny.
From a museum or something? Or?
No, you just see him running. He's got like and
How long do you
No,
think
they're
there'll be
all-
like AI, like little AI series of these little fucking things? You know
They
what I
already
mean?
are.
Oh,
So
really?
all of them are the vlogs. Okay, so when you make them, they're limited to like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So what they're doing to make them longer formatted is splicing them all together as a vlog
Okay.
or whatever they call it.
yeah, the ones I watch are like 6 minutes.
Bro,
Yeah.
listen, you know, my grandson Andy has watched every Star Wars movie now, and he thinks he's an aficionado. And he was like, how come Darth Maul don't talk? He don't talk, right?
Yeah, he does.
Does he talk?
Yeah.
Darth Maul?
Yeah.
Am I right? Is the one with the horns? No, I don't know if I'm getting the name wrong, or
Yes.
right or wrong. The one with the horns?
Yes.
Anyway, there's a site that puts up these AI fucking clips, and it's just like what the people would like to see in Star Wars. Missing from the movies, and dude, it looks so real. It's insane, and it was like Darth Maul going off on fucking I don't know somebody else.
Yeah, but he speaks.
Does he speak in that?
Yeah.
All right. Way to shit on his story. Okay.
Whose story?
His story.
Should I? He asked me if he speaks.
I don't know, dog.
All right. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
All right, let's get into this. All right. We've been off for a couple weeks, and
We were off for a couple weeks.
we were. Shit is getting real between Israel and Iran, and I just wanted to ask you guys: are we heading into war? I know to start the pod with something so serious, but dude, this is I don't know. I've been paying a lot of attention to it. I feel like it's a big deal. I have other reasons why.
It's a big deal because they fired off a lot of missiles at each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a big deal because I just think I think it's inevitable. I mean,
This-
I almost feel like we are involved already, right? I mean, is it?
Yeah.
Are we going to war?
There's always tension in that area since the beginning of time.
Always.
You know what I mean? So it's nothing new. It's just this time, they unleashed a bunch of missiles on each other, and is it going to escalate? Let's hope that Iran comes to its senses and starts complying with everybody and do the right thing, because maybe they shouldn't have nuclear weapons and access to nuclear
Yeah,
weapons.
I mean I think
So here's the funny
that's the
thing.
goal, right? Trying to stop that.
yeah.
Here's the funny thing. This is the only point in the last 10 years, I think, every American can agree Iran should not have a nuclear weapon. At the same time, vast majority of Americans also feel we do not belong in that war. We
No,
don't
we
want
don't.
war.
course.
It ain't ours. Yeah. Their neighbors, and I seen something today, like I don't take a side in anything like that. That's not my business. But they were like, Iran has never fired up on a neighbor country ever. And,
Well, they're not neighbors, though.
But Israel has. They say like they fired many times on their neighbors and stuff like that. So, I mean, you know what? Like sometimes I see like dictators, like Cuba or Russia, or even the little guy in North Korea. Like if you're running a country, who is another country to tell you can't have a fucking, arsenal? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have an arsenal. Why can't I? You know what I mean? And maybe my values are different than yours, but fuck you. You know what I mean? Why can't I back my shit up? Yeah. And that's kind of where we're at in the world, and it's weird that we have to police shit like that. And then I think that's our role. Make sure they play fair. And I think Donald Trump, President Trump, he said the right thing. Listen, as long as you don't fuck with any of the U.S. and U.S. personnel or any of our interests, we're not gonna be part of it. But
So the issue that I'm having, right, is that we still have a lot of troops in the Middle East. You know what I mean? And I don't know, whatever. They're spread out and stuff. And wherever Iran's bombing right now, they're bombing Israel. Do you guys think they're saying we're not involved? I don't understand why it falls on our president to say we're not going to bomb the leader of Iran. We're not going to kill the leader of Iran. We're not going to take
a lot of it is propaganda. Israel has been putting out a lot of false propaganda to try to make the U.S. get involved. Israel can't do it alone, obviously. So they're trying to get us to help them, much like Ukraine was trying to get us to help them against Russia. So there's also propaganda coming from other places like China, and it's misinformation, and it's being presented as it's coming from Israel or coming from Iran. So there's a lot of games going on right now, and perfect example of that is the so-called strife between Tulsi Gabbard and Donald Trump. Fact of the matter is, intel changes almost daily with this stuff, right? She mentioned in March that they are almost at capacity for nuclear weapons. There was another report after that, which kind of she walked that back a little bit. And then there was another report after that, where she confirmed, yes, they are close to full capacity. So it's just, you have to, it's such a fucking bullshit thing, but we have to be cautious about the misinformation from other countries trying to get us involved because they want us involved.
Yeah, I don't know how that changes, though. I'm saying my question was, why is it coming down to our president to say that?
They wanted a joint mission. They came to him.
But why is he saying, no, we're not going to kill the leader of Iran? Why is
who saying?
Is Donald Trump.
Trump.
Because Israel came to him.
But I'm saying Israel is shooting their missiles. Israel's the one who's attacking them. Mm-hmm. Why does he have the say? Why is it being looked upon? Why are we being looked upon?
They want to drag us in.
They want us to help.
Bunker busters. Yeah. It's because we have the bunker busters that'll get that last nuclear facility
down in the ground, right? They want our weapons.
We're the only country that has the capability to not only carry that projectile, but also penetrate that deep.
Yeah, boy.
That was from Bush, right? Bush came up with those.
The
bunker busters.
He came up with I think it's called the UBH-54, and then the 57 version that we have now was developed under Obama, I believe.
Okay, I don't know. I mean, all right. Now, part of me thinks this, and I want to get you guys' take on this. All right, so you feel all right. I mean, I'll just say it. I'll just share my opinion. If you guys want to share your opinion, you can share your opinion. Whatever. I don't think we should be involved. That's my opinion. Yeah. I don't think we should be involved. But with that being said, do you guys feel? Part of me feels like, do we get like special forces with these guys? Like, so you got Israelis on the ground and stuff, and they're going to go in, they're doing whatever they're going to do. Do you think there's any like U.S. Americans like mixed in with that?
Yeah,
I feel like
our intel,
maybe we just don't know.
No, we got people down on the boots on the ground.
That's what I'm saying.
Listening and fucking moving pieces and shit.
I feel like we're in it already.
And maybe right now we didn't give them our bunker buster missiles, but I'm sure we're supplying them with some kind of weapons and shit.
Yeah, we have sold them quite a few weapons. Right. We've also sold them planes. So
what about just guys on the ground getting intel and shit? There's got to be some of that.
Yeah, there definitely is that. There's definitely that. I mean, there has to be. That's really the only way to do it.
Yeah.
It's also shared intel with Israel and other countries that are starting to become, I don't want to say allies, but more friendly to the idea of being friendly with the United States. So if you think about it, that the Middle East right now is at a point where they're realizing that they need to be modernized and be more Western thinking to succeed. That's why you see Dubai, Qatar, and now other countries like Saudi Arabia looking more and more westernized. Iran is the last country out there that is like, you know what? Fuck that shit. We're gonna stick to our roots. We're gonna make all these women wear burqas and this and this and that. Syria was the other country that had a problem. We tried to take out their leader, and now they have an uprising, and it's all fucked up. And that's the problem with regime change is you don't know which way it's gonna go once you take out their leader. That's why Trump is saying, I don't want to kill this guy.
Well, this is a conflict that we shouldn't be involved in, but somehow, some way, we will get involved in this.
Well, so Trump has been trying to negotiate a deal with the nuclear program, saying, "Hey, you need to get this program offline. You're not going to have a fucking weapon. Sorry." So that's how we initially got involved with this, and then Israel had what they call an SOS, a sudden opportunity strike. They put out their own misinformation, got all of Iran's generals and commanders into one place for a meeting to address a potential threat from Israel. That's when Israel launched that strike and killed everyone.
Yeah, no, listen, Israel, remember they had the beepers. The beepers blow. Yeah, they don't play, bro.
I mean, dude,
they're going strong.
They're getting commended for this strike. I mean, like the precision that they,
so maybe the strike is doing well, but there are defense that they have. What is this called? Skynet. What is it called there?
Golden Dome.
Golden Dome. It's not working as well as it anticipated. There's like a 15% chance that a missile does come, and land it. No, it has hit Tel Aviv and stuff. Like they're missing. In the past, they were at like a 96%. They are down to like 85% now.
That's got fives in it, Joey. Just so you know.
So part of that was because
5 and 15%.
So part of that is because they overwhelmed their defense system, and that's one of the downfalls of the Golden Dome. You can overwhelm it by just bombarding them with. I think they sent over 300 missisos that day. So that's how they were able to get everything through.
Just once again, dude. I mean, I just feel like we are just living in such crazy times. You know what I mean? Such crazy times.
Can't get along with your neighbors, bro. It's insane.
I know.
Well, do you know the history behind how this all started?
No, I mean, they fight over the same holy land and back and forth. And,
but this
is only an hour and a half podcast.
This is going to be the part where everything fast forward. So
I'll make this really quick. It's
the History Channel.
I'll make it really quick. At one point, the British had colonized that area and had pretty much owned it. After World War II, they gave it up, and it was a free for all. So all the Jews in the world were like, "We're going back home." They all moved back to Israel. Once they did that, the surrounding countries have always hated the Jews. So in 1948, all the other countries surrounding Israel attacked Israel, and there was the 1948 war with Israel, Syria, Iran, Jordan. I think it was also Egypt involved. So it was a big deal back then. So, like I said, it's very nuanced. There's a lot of fucking bullshit involved with it. And it's all really just based on religion and the hate for the Jews.
Well, I don't, whatever. I mean, I hear what you're saying. I really hope we're not heading into war. Not another one. Anyway, like I said, crazy times. With that being said, you guys, we've been off for a couple of weeks, but last week, I'm sure you guys caught it, right? These riots in LA.
No, what? There was riots in LA.
That was very, and Gabe, I mean, right? I mean, it's very close to home for you. Very, reminder of like the Rodney King riots and stuff. You know what I mean? It didn't seem as violent, you know what I mean, as those, but I was very shocked. I couldn't believe what we were watching. You know what I mean? It's a major city in our country, and to have the National Guard, to have Marines. Now, did the Marines actually hit the streets, or they were just there? Like, no, they didn't.
They were on standby.
They were on standby. They were like training supposedly and stuff. Right. It's I don't know. It's kind of, it bothers me to watch that. Anybody? What's your take? Joey's watching YouTube.
What's your take, Mike?
Well, Joe, let me tell you. All right. So listen. It's unsettling, that we have riots to begin with, right? I mean, people destructing, fucking property and fucking hurting each other. It's just ridiculous. There's ways to get out your opinion without violence, without stealing, without taking an opportunity to steal, without fucking hurting law enforcement.
Destroying shit, destroying property, like you said, lighting shit on fire.
I mean, there's other ways to get about it. They had the king. What was it? No Kings, and I think that went pretty peacefully, right? Then I didn't see. I didn't
some
see
people died.
Oh, really?
No Kings?
Oh, wow.
Yep.
I didn't. I gotta be honest. I really didn't pay attention to it over the weekend. It was like Saturday was like nationwide. I mean, how many? There was so many protests, around the country.
Every state.
I think it was in Portland. An organizer shot another protester that was part of the No Kings rally.
Jesus.
Yeah. He was aiming for someone else and shot this poor fucking guy, killed him.
Yeah, that's a problem to me. You know what I mean? Just even forget about killing somebody, but I'm saying even the destruction.
Yeah,
I still never understand when you loot, and destroy, property
in the community you live in.
I still don't understand how that's, what message you're sending. You know what I mean?
No, they're being greedy and, they're being selfish, and it's just hard, it's a low life, it's not a good way to live your life, to be, one of those people. And that's it. And, unfortunately, this world is scattered with low lives, right? Scumbags everywhere you look.
Everywhere.
Breaking the law.
But with that said, there have been peaceful protests.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The Kings, I think that day the Kings thing, like, for the most part, maybe one person died, but like, they had big, big gatherings in every state, in a lot of cities, and I didn't hear too much, violence going on. They did it with signs. You did it with their voices. They want their voices heard.
There was one. I saw clips of one head of police saying basically telling anybody that fucked with their police force.
I saw Florida,
was gonna fucking end up in jail or dead.
Bro, he said, you spit on us, you going to the hospital and then you're going to jail.
Was not fucking playing.
He goes, you pull out a gun, your family's making funeral arrangements for you.
Dude, and the governor's standing right behind them. You know what I mean?
But that's fair, right?
Listen, man.
I agree.
No, the writing's on the wall. Here you go.
I agree.
Behave yourself.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, they were throwing fucking bricks, at the cops and stuff and over the overpass, cinder blocks at cop cars and stuff.
It was the ice guys, right? And they were like going through.
I think it was police as well.
It was police.
That was that guy was in Florida.
That was in Florida. Yeah, that was a sheriff in Florida. I don't know exactly what county he was in, but he said it. And he goes, and he was holding up pictures, and he's like, "This is a peaceful protest." He goes, "This is rioting."
Yeah.
He's like, "This is a peaceful protest. This is looting." He goes, and some of you guys are slow learners, so I'm going to show you again. All right, if you do this, you're fine. If you do this, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
And it was very cut and dry.
Like we've become so politically correct that you don't want to punish anybody for fucking stealing and stuff. Like, it's ridiculous. You know what I mean?
I agree. I don't know. We should go steal. Let's go.
What do you got to lose?
Robbing and stealing.
Like, oh, don't do that again.
Yeah, no. It was like I said, just once again, dude, I just chalk it up. I mean, that's all I can say is it's just, we're living in crazy times. I don't remember this, man. I don't remember this any other time in our
well, you did say Rodney King, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying, that was, yes. Okay. You're right. So we did experience this and stuff like that. I felt that was a little bit different. You know what I mean? Just because of the situation, but maybe not. But everybody has their reason why they want to protest, why they want to riot, why they're angry.
No, but the people that are doing the looting and shit are just using that as an excuse. You think they're heartless fucks. They don't give a fuck about Rodney King, getting beat the fuck up or anything like that, or people getting deported from fucking ICE. They don't care that families are getting ripped apart. They just look at it for the opportunity to be a scumbag, and fucking steal.
I agree, but with Rodney King, those guys, it was on video. They were beating the fuck out of this guy. Right?
Remember the truck driver they dragged down?
No, I'm talking about Rodney King. They were beating the fuck out of Rodney King. And then for all those guys to, come out, not scathed, like no jail time or anything.
Yeah.
That's why the city fucking
lost their mind.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So, and look, I'm not saying deportation. I'm not saying that's not a big enough reason to do what you got to do. I just don't understand the way. If you want to protest,
you don't understand the overreaction.
Yes, that's it, dude. That's it.
But the thing is with immigration, like if you're here illegally and they're taking you, you have no fucking leg to stand on.
It's a law.
I don't understand like why you would even get violent over that. You fucking snuck in.
Yeah.
You know there's a chance that you get caught, you're getting sent back. You know now Trump is not playing. Like what the fuck?
You snuck in for a reason because you're not supposed to fucking be.
Right, you snuck in. You were an offender of a fucking pickup truck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hear you. I think the biggest thing though was, and we kind of brought this up, last episode, was that he was supposed to be going after the worst first.
Yeah.
And then now it's like, they're trolling, Home Depots and
That's
Lowe's
true.
and shit. That's what I think people are, going nuts. Especially like in California, such a big agricultural, industry there and stuff like that. So they're picking up these farmers and, the guys that are washing dishes in the restaurants and things like that. So that's where I think that people are really starting to. I mean, you guys see it today here on Long Island. So I mean, so last week, right? Did we bring this up? Was it 2 weeks ago?
I don't know.
Oh, did we bring this up? I don't know if we brought this up in the last podcast. So we were off for a couple weeks, but around here on Long Island, they were going around. We saw there was ice.
BJ's. We talked about it at BJ's. Yeah.
Okay, so they had that, and then today
near BJ's
on the local news, our local news is News 12. I don't know if you guys saw this, but there's a guy who was a manager of a bagel store in Nassau County, and the people are in uproar because he got snatched up. He was here illegally. His visa ran out.
Yeah.
And he got picked up, and people are like losing their minds in whatever town it is in Nassau.
So my wife's a teacher, a school teacher, and there's kids coming to school with their passports just to make sure that their bases are covered, which is it's kind of sad, but that's the world we are in right now. And
President Trump told ICE to back off of the farmers and the hotel industry. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's right, though.
No, he didn't. He
what do you mean
he reinforced it. No, he reinforced it.
He said, "Go back after the farmers."
Yeah,
he walked it back.
Yeah.
Because
you can't draw a line.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I don't.
Well, I'm curious because he owns all these restaurants and whatever hotels that have restaurants in them, right? And then is everybody up and up? You know what I mean? Is everybody legit?
Everybody's legal, bro. That works for Trump. Everybody.
He said it with a
Joey says so.
Too.
Joey says so. So
one thing that we're not also bringing up is they found that a lot of these rioters were paid to riot. They have found that there was 2 organizations that were being funded through USAID to these organizations and paid for a lot of these people to go riot. They actually placed pallets of bricks outside of Los Angeles. They brought them cartons of these biomasks to fight the tear gas. Yep. So it's a paid for violent protest.
I've seen that as well. Have you guys seen the video of that? Like a pickup truck pulls up and they're just handing boxes. Like somebody's in the back of the pickup truck and they're just handing boxes over to people. Now, some of the pickup trucks you saw were people handing out water and stuff. Yeah. And I heard that the daughter of Sam Walton, Walmart and stuff was, one of the major players here funding these things.
Oh, really?
Talking about, yeah.
Yeah. So George Soros is also going to be asked to come to the Senate and testify on everything that's been going on, because everything leads back to him that they found. A lot of these.
It's got to be a money trail, right?
Yeah, there's a money trail. They found the money trail. So he's been funding a lot of these riots and protests. Allegedly.
It's fucked up.
It doesn't matter. He's so silly rich. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? The people like they never pay
he's
price.
Old too, bro. Like, right? I mean, do we know how old George Soros is?
His son just got married this weekend in the Hamptons, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, to Clooney's leftovers.
Page 6. You know who he married?
Who?
Anthony Weiner's ex-wife.
No, that's George Clooney's ex.
What?
George Clooney's. He's still married, George Clooney.
I thought someone said that was his ex-wife.
No, she's got a different name, right?
She's Indian or something like that, right?
No, I think she's Israeli, right?
Israeli or something. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, she's from the Middle East.
Like a Hoda.
Something like that.
Yeah. So that's Soros' son married her.
You think Joey knows what we're talking about right now?
I do. No.
Yeah.
No.
He's Googling it.
No, I was. My wife was texting me. Sorry.
Everything okay? Yeah. Loves it. Black and strong. All right, let's move on. Guys, I wanted to ask you, all right, speaking of Mike's favorite president, Donald Trump, who is making the switch to Trump Mobile?
I am.
Not
Who
me.
is making the switch to Trump Mobile? Guys, I didn't hear about this. Who sent this out? Gabe, who you sent it out, Mike?
Yeah.
A little group text that we have going on stuff. We're constantly sending things back and forth to each other. And Mike D put this out there. Trump Mobile. At first, it was kind of a joke. I thought it was kidding. And then Gabe's like, I'm in.
What is it? A gold phone or something?
Yeah. It is.
No, it's just that's just one of the phones that they're going to be selling. But you can take your own phone if you want. You're like, I have the S25 Ultra. I could take it over there if I wanted to.
Oh, you got that phone?
Yeah.
You love it?
I love that phone. Yeah. It's really good. But the reason why I'd switch is because it's cheaper than what I'm paying now.
Yeah.
But what's the coverage like? I mean, how
that's the funny thing.
T-Mobile.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
that's
what I have.
funny
T-Mobile.
thing. So if you have you heard of Google Fi?
No.
Or there's another one that's with Verizon. So there's a lot of these little companies that you pay limited data, limited talk time, and all that, and they basically
piggyback off of the major.
Yeah, they're piggybacking off of these other towers. So that's what they're doing.
Like that one.
Like Google Fi.
What's the one that? What's his name? Deadpool. What's Deadpool's name?
Yeah,
Ryan Reynolds. Yeah. What's the one he owns? Mint Mobile.
Yeah,
it's like $15 a fucking month, and it's all. And I was like, how is this possible?
I know.
How does this happen? What I'm spending. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
I think $50 a line or something like that to Verizon.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, why $15 a month and you're getting the same coverage? Like, what am I doing wrong? You know, but is that real?
And is the coverage good? Like, if you go with Ryan Reynolds fucking shit, is your phone going to cut out in the middle of a conversation?
Probably.
So
I got Verizon. I don't ever have that problem. You know,
I've had this Google Fi for 5 years now, 4 years, and I've never had a problem. The thing with it is, once you're on Wi-Fi, you can just use Wi-Fi calling if you're at home, and it's not using any minutes or anything.
This Gabe is no offense to you. I'm not to knock you, but you spend a lot of time at home. You work from home.
I know,
you know what I mean? You do,
but I also drive through the country when I go places, and I don't lose signal because it's going from T-Mobile tower to AT&T tower to Verizon tower. So I'm never lost.
Hang on real quick, sidebar. What's going on?
This is the guy from upstairs. Don't worry about it.
All right. Sorry.
He's acting a fool?
Nah, I see guys moving chairs and shit and stuff. So
he's moving chairs?
Yeah, so
So if you're not worried, then I'm not worried. I
didn't know he was moving chairs.
All right, we'll get back to. I'm sorry, Gabe, for the sidebar. There's a little activity going outside Brewport Coffee House, and I don't know if we got to fucking step outside real quick.
My issue is this guy's a fucking joke, Trump. You know, he's selling anything, bro. He put his name on anything. You know,
it's not his. It's his son's.
Whatever. It's his name.
Well, it's not whatever. You said it's his.
I know, but come on, Gabe, it's his.
No, it's not. He's not. He has no.
How about the digital coin that came out? Is that his, or is that his son's?
I don't know. I haven't looked into that part.
Nobody knows, right? You know, it's like
I don't know.
This guy's gonna profit so much from this fucking presidency. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, but hold on. I don't think this.
He's a whore.
No, but I'm saying him being president, I don't think has anything to do with this.
What?
What would
it doesn't.
What would it have anything to do with it?
What do you mean? What would it have anything?
I'm trying to say though, it's like what him being the president. What does that have to?
Yeah, he's selling this to his masses. Like, otherwise, would you ever, Gabe? Would you ever think about turning to Trump Mobile?
When does this go live?
You know what I mean? You're a MAGA, so you're like,
now.
fuck yeah, let me get that Trump phone. You know what I mean? I want the gold one.
Well,
but
no, I'm not getting.
normally,
like I already said, I'm not getting the phone.
Like, how about the Trump sneakers and the Trump cigars and the Trump steaks and the Trump.
Yeah, but that was well before.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. He'll put his name on
that's
anything.
what BC, but that's what you're just proving our point. That was well before. He's just trying to get on everything and throw his name on it and market it.
Yeah.
He has Trump ties, all this shit.
That's what I'm saying.
So I don't understand that him being president has anything to do with that.
Being opportunistic?
Yeah, I don't get that. Like,
but
this country was built on capitalism.
With the digital coin, he held that fucking summit where he, only the biggest people that donated the money could have a private meeting with him and stuff. That shit is fucking shady as fuck.
Wait, who's manufacturing the phones? Is it like who's making the phones for him? Is it one of the known companies?
Made in USA.
No, so right now,
let's see. This shit is made in China.
No, they have acknowledged that. They have acknowledged that right now they're not made in America, but in the future they're going to.
No, that's ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous.
Well, that's why Gabe's not switching phones.
That's exactly right, because I said when this whole shit started that this is the last phone I buy that's made in China.
Oh, that's right.
He
already has a China.
All the Apple phones are going to be made in India now, not China.
India.
Why?
I don't know. I was trying to read up on as to why.
They have better hygiene in India.
I mean, I'm sure it had to do with the tariffs. So they made some knee jerk reactions and moved shit to India, but I'm not 100% sure.
Is our quality going to suffer?
No.
Well, you have all that skilled labor in China. You know what I mean? Like, do they have that same workforce in India?
Dude, there's probably what?
Well, it's not really the workforce; it's quality control that ends up passing them or
but
not.
India has
billions of people.
Yeah, so many more people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
India has more people than China?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh.
What? I don't know, man. But there's a lot of people in both those countries,
No,
right?
but don't they, in China, don't they isn't there don't they put a fucking cap on how many kids you can have and stuff, right? Like,
I think they just lifted that.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
I'm saying because I don't think they have that in India.
No.
You know what I mean? I think
they let them go.
I really feel, look, I don't know.
They let them go.
Gabe would know. You know,
You're free to fuck.
That's a filthy country, though, bro. You know,
You been there?
No. But all the shit you like. You know, they use the river to urinate and defecate, and then down the river they're doing their laundry and bathing in it. Yeah. You know, like it's disgusting, man. They say it stinks, like the fecal matter in the streets and shit like that.
Imagine that.
They said right when you get off the plane.
After these when you get off the plane, it's sweaty Indians are fucking.
Oh,
oh Lord.
There's some tension in that area too, right? With India and Pakistan. I always thought they were like, in my head, I always like they're brothers. They hate each other.
Dude,
You've never seen the change of the guard there?
Yeah, dude. If you ever called an Indian, like if you ever referred to an Indian, like, I thought you were Pakistani.
Ooh,
bro,
that's an insult. Yeah.
And vice versa. You know what I mean? That's fighting.
And how could you tell them apart? You know what I mean? Like literally, some of them is the same blood, right?
Which one of them have the red dot on their head?
I don't know. Hindu.
That's Indians.
I think it's Hindu. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Indian.
Yeah. But you know what though? I don't know, dude. I'm not. I don't know if Pakistan.
No, I don't know.
Pakistanis have that too. You know? I don't know. It's
Have you ever seen their changing of the guard ceremony at the border?
No.
It's meant to be a flex. Like, I'm going to show my dominance and do this and that. Watch, I'll show this really, really quick. It's so fucking bizarre to watch because it's so exaggerated. Supposedly, this goes on every day.
Who's that supposed to be now?
So that's the border.
Oh, there they go. A little aggressive marching. They get their legs high.
It almost looks like martial arts.
Yeah. That's what I do. I'm going to look for my wallet when the ice cream man's coming.
Ice cream.
That's funny.
It's almost like the haka in New Zealand.
Yeah, that's crazy when they do that, right?
Yeah.
Not familiar.
No.
Either.
You ever see?
I know what a hookah is.
Yeah, no, that haka when they scream, they make those weird faces.
Is that the border?
No, it's a tradition.
The hawk too.
I'll show you really quick because it is pretty cool. It's obviously part of their tradition, but check it out.
They look Samoan.
They do.
It's like a Polynesian kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is that Giancarlo Stan?
He's back. Giancarlo.
Yeah, it's funny. All right, well, Gabe, let us know how Trump Mobile works. All right, and we'll do a follow up or a recap on a future pod. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Speaking of seeing into the future, all right, or future. Have you guys ever heard of Oz the Mentalist?
Is it Oz
Yes.
or Oz?
Yeah.
It's Oz.
Yeah. I saw him do it with the Jets.
Yes.
Did you see that?
He did it with the Jets, right? Was that on Hard Knocks?
Yes, it was.
That was on Hard Knocks, right? A couple years ago, he did it with the Jets.
Yeah.
I just watched him do it last week. He was on the ESPN show Get Up, it's a morning show, right? You guys are familiar with that, right?
Yeah.
Mike Greenberg. He had a bunch of people on there. Dude, there was 4 guys, and he was pulling from everybody, and it just I don't know.
He mesmerized you?
He really did, dude. All right. I've seen several videos with him.
He might be the devil.
I've seen him do it to Sebastian Maniscalco. I've seen him do it to, just random, celebrity, people and stuff. Now, look, who's to say I mean, I've never been there live, you know, to watch him. Like, who's to say he's not, you know, this is all not planned and shit like that. But I don't know, man. These guys look genuinely, you know, a lot of these celebrities, like they're not fucking actors, you know?
When he did the Jets, he was with the Jets, right? He did the whole thing, and then he talked to Mecole Hardman.
Yeah.
And he told him he was going to win the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah. He did.
But he did it with Kansas City.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. He got traded.
This fucking guy called it, bro.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, like, do you guys believe in this shit?
Ooh.
Like,
I don't, but when I see that shit, it makes me like.
It's like, how?
Yeah.
So, like, all right. We know magic's illusion.
I don't believe in mentalists or anything like that. I just don't. Like,
I'm with you, dude. I like getting your palm read and fucking.
Did you ever go get your? Did you ever,
never.
They're like con artists.
I went
They pick
one
up on things, you know, and fucking.
You went 3 times? You said? What did you say? 3 times?
I went to a psychic once. And she was so vague in general about shit. It was like, oh, you're going to have a job working with numbers. Like,
Ooh.
I mean, that falls into a million categories. You know what I mean? Just stupid shit like that. So that made me really push it off to the side and not believe.
Bullshit, right? Bullshit.
Have you ever gone to anything like that?
No.
No?
It's against my religion, first of all. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah. You can't be fucking with that voodoo bullshit.
Mike practices, he practices Santa Maria. He does. He's cutting chickens' heads off and shit. I've never done it either. You know, I've had this conversation with my wife numerous times where I'm like, I think she went once, like fucking 30 years ago, probably 25 years ago. She went, you know, she was young. I don't believe in it. I think it's stupid. You know, the fucking tarot cards and stuff and all that other stuff. But when I watch this guy, bro, I gotta be honest, man, I start to believe.
So what do you think it is? You think it's real or is it's put on?
He's so, I watched him. He's so perceptive that he's watching for you to do, I don't know, like he'll say something, he'll throw something out there purposely, and he kind of watches the way you react. It could just be, you know, it could be like, you know, your foot goes in the right direction. You look up at a certain area and he kind of like feels like, okay, well, if you're going to do that, you know, the probability of you saying red is fucking super high.
So he's good at reading body language.
Yes. That's what I mean, so
he's a freak though, man, because.
But therefore I feel like I believe in it. It's kind of real.
What did he do with the cell phone? Did he do something with the cell phone, bro?
He switched to Trump Mobile.
I didn't see that. Gabe, you see any of these? Have you watched them at all?
Yeah, he was on the podcast with Andrew Schultz.
Okay.
And I watched him on that one. I feel like you guys, there's something to it.
Yeah.
I can't put my finger on it, but there's something to it.
Dude, and like, did you think that Andrew Schultz had a genuine reaction? Like, holy shit, my mind was blown right there?
Yeah, but he's a simple motherfucker too. I mean, he's a comedian.
Dude, when he got Mike Greenberg last week, man, you know, and I would think Mike Greenberg's a, you know, pretty intelligent guy.
Yeah.
You know?
It blew his fucking mind, right?
Dude, blew his mind. To the point where it was like, it was a certain situation where he said, he goes, you know, and real quick, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, like boring people, but he goes, if you could meet if an NBA coach right now could walk in, you could shake their hand. He goes, like, who would it be? And, you know, he sat there and he said a name and he goes, you were thinking him, right? But who would you land on? And he said who he was thinking about.
And then who he landed.
And then who he fucking landed on. There.
Jesus Christ.
You know what I mean? That, like, it's like.
But that's giving him 2 guesses. Is that really right?
No, but I mean, that's what Greenberg said. He goes, I was going to say this, but I wanted to change it up to this. I don't know. Whatever. Like I said, I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. I just wanted to know what you guys' take was on it, if you watched it, if you believe.
He's a mind freak.
I'm intrigued by it. This guy specifically makes you believe it a little bit.
Yeah.
But like just general psychics and tarot card readers and palm readers, that's all bullshit.
I'm with you, bro. I agree.
And if he is real, he's fucking evil.
What about magic? You believe in that?
No.
Like David Blaine, you ever see this mother?
David Blaine will blow your fucking mind.
I agree.
Yeah.
But there's always
He's
something.
a creepy motherfucker too.
There's
He's
something
weird
there.
guy.
He's creepy, bro.
Right?
Yeah, he's weird.
Yeah, he's weird.
He's creepy as fuck.
Maybe he made a little pact with the devil. You know what I mean?
No, maybe.
A little Ghost Rider action there.
For all those that are listening, if you get a chance, look up Oz the Mentalist. It's spelled O-Z, Oz. A lot of people say, but it's pronounced Oz the Mentalist. Check it out and see what you think.
Now, do you think there's a level of intelligence that's involved? Like, obviously, he's a smart guy, but like, do you think he's like just leveled up on everyone on intelligence, and he can fucking pull these details and this
I
information.
think part of it is he
When
has
he
to be a
meets with you, he's
behaviorist
done his
also.
research. You know what I mean?
The second you fucking meet him, he's doing the research as
Yes.
the fucking,
Yeah.
I think he
Yeah,
did the
exactly.
research beforehand. Like he knows he's going to meet you, and he already got the the readout on you already.
Yeah, but see, that's hard to say because like we've watched him go into a team meeting. You got 55 fucking guys in the room. That's
But he
hard
knows,
to
he knows
research
what
on.
company he's going.
but he's
to,
only
you know?
talking to a few of them though. He knows who he's going to interact with.
Yeah, and
That's true.
and he knows what company he's going to. You know what I mean? So he has the opportunity to do a little research.
All right, I take it all back. He's a fucking fraud.
What about
We just figured him out.
you ever see this guy Harry Mack?
No. Oh yeah, we talking. Yeah.
Freestyle kid.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like that is another level of intelligence.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
Just how you could put something together that quick on the fly.
He's totally talented.
A lot of true lyricists can do that, and I don't want to call him a lyricist, but I mean he has that capability at the very least.
Why would you not call
I
him a
think he
lyricist?
is. That-
Yeah.
why-
Well,
that's-
because he has put out. I don't think he's put out any records to actually.
Would you call him a
in the
wordsmith?
Yes,
Okay. Because he definitely is.
He's a
that's better.
talented-
I think that's a better
talented dude.
description as a wordsmith.
And if anybody's not familiar with what he does, is he goes to a group, he asks
Random.
each individual for one word, and then makes a rap song that fucking blow your fucking mind.
That's like 4 or 5 minutes long.
that includes every single word that everybody
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's very. These people, like how talented they are, right? You know how you could do something like that.
Number
How'd your
one,
mind
number
like,
one.
work?
If I had 10 people in front of me and they each gave me one word,
you forget those words,
bro,
right? Yeah.
at least one I'm gonna forget, right? You know what I mean? I'm like,
Yeah.
Did he say ice,
Dude.
Like, you know?
Yeah, once a week we hear it here.
Yeah.
So I got a sample for you.
Gibraltar.
You forgot how to say 15 20 minutes ago.
All right, let me pull the beat up real quick. I'ma kill the game, of course.
15.
Yeah, I'm showing rappers no remorse. I spit mad fire, I be ready to scorch. On the mic, my flow is fancy like a Porsche. H-Mac, y'all know I'm a rockin' like a show. Leave them all exposed, cause I'm a high roller. Yo, is that a bag or a Sega controller? Yeah, rappers got no time to reload. I grab the controller cause Mac got the cheat codes. Up, down, left, right. A-A-B-B, poof, happens out of sight. Mac got me on it, I'm about to rise above. It's off the top and suitable for the club. Growing like a rose out the
We missed the 5 words.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Where they give him the words.
But yeah,
But he could just look at your outfit and fucking put
Right.
add that into the mix. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
sick.
that is a talent.
Do you think like a guy like that, like on his off time, he's just writing lyrics, things that rhyme. He's just like writing it down.
Maybe.
So he can apply it to any situation. You know what I mean? Like he has it already in his bank.
Hey,
Yo, my name
maybe.
is Joey J, and I'm here to say I got my whiskey and my boys to me.
Hey!
I fucked that up.
Fucking Gabe.
Oh, I thought you were throwing me a beat, Gabe. Come on, bro.
That was the Gibraltar.
Do you think that guy could be a hip hop star? You think he has that in him?
No, just because he doesn't have the persona as one.
Okay.
He gotta be
I
like, oh,
think he's
but
got
he has the
Eminem
talent.
vibes. Honestly,
He's
if
got
he
the
shoots
talent.
somebody or throws a Diddy party or something, he might have a future in the rap industry.
I don't know. I think it's super talent. You know what I mean? I'm definitely in awe of it. It's impressive. It's impressive to watch.
Well, like you said, so maybe he's not busting out records, but he's being hired by corporations and he's getting work. So
Yeah.
his talents are making him money.
we should try to get him on the pod. He's probably attainable.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Have you
I
people
think
reach
he's
out?
done. I think he might be beyond that now. He's pretty big now.
Gabe. Every episode we get a little bit bigger.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Gabe, we're pretty big ourselves.
All right?
Right?
Every episode we get a little bigger.
Hello, 66.
You know,
Big,
with,
massive dumps.
with that being said, this is a perfect time to, hey, just a little reminder for Beers and BS the podcast to like, share, follow, subscribe.
Hey,
Never miss an episode if you subscribe.
I like it.
All right, let's keep it moving. Guys, I want to ask you, all right, this came up because I was doing a little work on my car and I wanted to ask, when was the last time you guys worked on your vehicle?
I'm embarrassed to say this, but never.
Never?
No.
No, Joe, you
I
modified on you
Yes,
do shit.
yes. Like mechanical shit. No, though.
Okay.
Is that what you meant, or
No, just anything.
Oh, wow.
Just give me anything.
A couple years.
Yeah, a couple years.
Yeah. What were you doing?
My battery died.
Oh, okay.
Went out there and just my car wouldn't start. You know what I mean?
That's the worst, by the way.
Yeah, it was super annoying because I just did this like 5 years ago. But I guess is that like the shelf life?
5 years.
That's around. Yeah,
I think so.
I drive my truck's 11 years old now. You know, she's getting old. So I guess if I'm changing the battery, then I'm doing all right. Yeah, so it wouldn't start. So I was like, shit, I think it's the battery. Went and got a new battery. You know, popped it in myself. Easy, you know, real easy. I did the last one too, but it made me think, dude, I don't think I opened my fucking hood since last time 5 years ago when I changed the battery.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm saying to myself, I'm like, man, you know, you think about like when we were kids, right? I mean, I know my dad used to work on his car. My dad used to do his brakes and shit. You know, he definitely changed his oil. You know, like a lot of shit. And I've never done that. I've never changed brakes on a car. I've never changed my oil.
Me either.
You know, this is like, you know, I've changed like headlights. Okay. I've changed taillights. I've changed batteries.
Same.
You know, minor shit. And thank God for fucking YouTube.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, our dad didn't have that when, you know, we were
Yeah.
kids. It just made me think I wanted to ask you guys, like, when was the last time you did it? Right thing.
You know, for me, it's been a while, but in my younger broke days, bro, I have all the tools. I have the ramps. I used to do all the fucking work on the cars. I'd be out there at night with a fucking light fucking working underneath the car and shit.
And you like, cause you had to, or you enjoyed it?
Because I had to, you know, out of necessity, and I'm too cheap to fucking send it to a mechanic. You know, it's, you know, replacing a part is just like, you know, you replace your battery. You know, some things are more intricate, but it's basically the same principle.
Like you could change a muffler if you had to.
A muffler. Yeah, I guess because you know it would have to be welded in certain areas and stuff. But you know, like I've changed like hangers on mufflers. You know, the hangers for it and shit like that. Alternated, you know, stupid shit, you know.
You know, but I mean,
belts,
out of the three of us here, I'm not including Gabe. I'm saying because I don't know offhand, but out of the three of us here at the table, you are definitely the most handy.
Yeah, you know, and I got to thank my in-law, my brother-in-law Dan. You know, after I graduated high school, he gave me a job down at the junkyard, and I learned a lot D&D used trucks right here in Bellport. Go check them out.
Mike D's, is it the D's for Dan for your last?
No. D&D.
He changed the name.
Dan and Dan.
All right.
So, you know, I worked there and you know, you take apart vehicles. So I learned a lot, and, you know, it's something, you know, I think everybody should have that knowledge. You know, it'll help you carry through in maybe an emergency situation.
I think the most I've ever done, I've swapped out bumpers, I've wired some lights up, shit like that, but I've never like changed brakes. I never done. I wouldn't even honestly know where to begin to do an oil change. As sad as that sounds, but I mean, YouTube it. I probably figured.
I assisted with Michelle's husband Chris.
Yeah.
Me and him, we went in and we bought a Bayliner. You know.
Yeah.
And it had a Volvo Penta engine in it.
Yeah.
We pulled the engine out. He's the guy. Like
I would say he's very
He was the leader of the group. I was the assistant. But we pulled the motor out. We rebuilt the whole fucking motor. It was a Volvo Penta motor. We dropped it back in. Fucking that boat ran beautiful.
That's how it is when we're working out with our cousin Vinny, because our cousin Vinny's very handy. I feel like I'm fucking patting his forehead.
Yeah,
when he's swiping his shit. You know what I mean? He's
but
like,
everybody needs a guy like that. You need extra hands and shit. You know what I mean? There's only so
he's
much
like, you know, crescent wrench. Here you go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, Chris is good like that.
Yeah,
Chris,
he was. I remember he was really good.
Yeah, he you know, he had a lot of energy, and he's fucking. He had a lot of knowledge when it came to mechanics. I mean, like when you take apart an engine, they're like timing and fucking. You know, like he's fucking busting out tools with lights and boom, boom, boom. I'm like, what the fuck, you know? But we got through it, and it came out nice. Yeah.
Now, Gabe, what about you? We know you just got a new car, Gabe, and I know you've been working on it and stuff. So I'm going to say Gabe's going to be like, yeah, yesterday I was just working on my car. But
it was last week. I installed a cold air intake on the BMW. I was going to try and do the charge pipe myself, but it is like so far under the car. You have to go under the car. You have to go on top of the engine bay. And I didn't have a lift, so I paid someone to do that, including the downpipe. But the next thing I'm going to do is a intercooler, which is going to be pretty easy. So I should be able to do that myself.
So does your car have cats right now or no?
No cats, no resonator, just a stock muffler.
Nice.
So it's pretty loud.
Yeah. Very cool.
Do you remember helping your dad with the car, and he'd say, "Hold the light," and hold the light, and all of a sudden you move the light. Hold the fucking light.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Point
here. Yeah.
Wherever the fuck you pointed it wasn't.
You're picking your nose and holding the fucking light at the same time. You know what I mean?
Dude, I'm yelling at my son. I've catch myself yelling at my son, same thing. I'm like, dude, do you not see what I'm working right now? I'm working right here. Put the light there. It's all you have to do. Stand there and hold the light. That's it.
You have one job.
That's funny. All right. On that note, moving on. Guys, have you ever had a situation where you've come across like people like, someone who looks like they don't speak English? Have you had that situation?
Are you talking about racial profiling?
Yes. I'm talking about yes.
Yeah, right.
It's part of that. I'm going to tell you
Let's be honest. Yes.
I brought this topic up.
Yeah.
I'm just curious if you ever been in a situation like that.
Yes. When I see a Chinese person, I'm like, "Hi, how you doing?"
Oh my God! Sorry, we apologize to any Asian.
Oh, do we?
Population? Yeah, no, we do.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you something.
Hit me.
I was fucking in the parking lot, one of these wholesale clubs, fairly recently.
Yes, sir.
Putting my cart away because I walked my cart back to the fucking
like a gentleman,
like to the, what do you call those? The corrals, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some guy's putting his away, and he starts walking away. He turns around and he starts fucking going off on me in Spanish.
What?
So he thought I didn't speak English by the way I looked, I guess. So he fucking profiled me. He goes on for about 30 seconds, and I just looked at him. I let him finish. And I go, "I speak English, motherfucker." And he goes, "Oh." He goes, "You know if there's any fucking bus stops around here?" He goes, my cousin just got it. And then he starts telling me about his cousin that just got a fucking job and all this shit.
Joey thought he was getting yelled at, right? He's like, "This motherfucker," right?
You go back from where you came from, right?
Dude, the guy's yelling at him. Joey starts stretching, right? He's like, "Here we go."
I'm like,
right.
You didn't think I speak Spanish, English? He goes, "No, I just figured you speak Spanish."
Now this is
My
why
wife was dying, bro.
Dude, yeah, I would be too. I would be too. This is why I brought this up, because I witnessed a similar situation. Okay. At the store, somebody in front of me. Okay. The person, it was a grocery store. So the person who was working, the cashier, started speaking to the customer in Spanish. And the customer was like,
"What the? Inappropriate."
Yeah, I don't understand what you say. I don't speak Spanish. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it was just like, you should have seen their face. And I'm sitting there, I'm like,
it happens to me a lot.
I would have thought the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that I speak Spanish, because I've been on the opposite. Okay. When people hear that I'm, Hispanic heritage, right? I'm Cuban. People hear that and they start speaking to me in Spanish. I'm like, I don't understand.
Yes.
Dude, it's got to be 100 times in my life where I've got the fucking look of disappointment.
Yeah.
Okay. This like, really? You know what I mean? Like, like this they're so fucking disappointed in me that I don't speak Spanish. Oh, what do you want me to tell you? I fucking, I was raised in America. You know what I mean? Born here in New York.
Yeah.
How about just say, listen, I am simple-minded and I can only do one language. Okay, that's it.
I mean, that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? Like I would speak. Did you ever speak it as a kid?
No. Wait, speak Spanish as a kid? No.
When I was a kid, when I was real young, like up until like 4 years old, I would speak it back to my parents.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My mom. My dad would never, which is funny. My dad would never fucking say it. But I would speak it back to my mother. And
you lost it.
And then because like I said, I brought this up before in the pod. My mom speaks 5 languages. She has a very heavy accent. I was embarrassed by her accent because people couldn't understand her. And I'm like, I didn't want to sound like that. You know what I mean? So I kind of made a conscious decision that like, no, I'm not speaking Spanish. I'm fucking speaking English right here. I regret it. You know what I mean? But it was kind of funny to witness that. You know what I mean? Because that person who was working there, that cashier, was super like embarrassed.
Dude, we're approaching 50 years old. Do you think like seriously, if you focused, could you learn a second language?
I mean,
you could do it.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think I would have to be
Stone is supposed to
dropped into the country. Like I don't think I could do Rosetta Stone. I don't have that discipline like to sit there. And
I think yes, I agree. If you're going to put it to use, you're in a situation. I don't know. We moved to Italy for a year.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're
Drop
in that situation.
I'm going to learn it. Right.
Yeah. You're kind of forced. You're using it every day.
Yeah, but that's not realistic. No one's going to Italy for a year. You don't think on your way to work every day for 6 months, if you listen to Rosetta Stone, you'd pick up and be able to speak the language?
But I just think like I don't. You know what?
20-minute car ride home and 20 minutes.
I don't have it in me to do that.
He can't separate himself from Instagram.
It's not that important. You know what I mean? No, Netflix and Hulu, the Hulu.
Yeah.
When I'm in the car, that's what I watch.
It's probably podcasts too at this point, right? To learn languages, I would imagine.
Podcast to learn a language, huh?
I'm sure.
If there's not, maybe we should create one.
Well, a lot of people that come here,
English, yeah.
A lot of people that come here say, a lot of people
music.
that come here say they watch cartoons.
Oh, really? I've heard country music.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, to learn English?
Yeah, Jackie Chan learned English from country music. I remember him saying in an interview.
I don't know, dude. How many baseball players? How many? I'm like, guys that I'm like, they get interviewed after the game. They get a fucking interpreter. I'm like, this guy's been here 10 years. He doesn't know how to fucking. He can't do an interview.
I think that's more of a confidence thing on their end. Like they're on national TV being interviewed. They want to make sure.
And then your interpreter steals 70 million.
Have you ever heard Shohei speak English?
No.
Yeah,
he speaks really good English.
Yeah. Oh, does he? But I know
he has an interpreter to place bets.
Like Ichiro had an interpreter right to the end of his career, but he speaks English.
Yeah, that's
his
a good
English
point.
is not very good though.
That's a good point. Gabe, what about you? You ever come across this?
No, but surprisingly, I've been waiting because I'm obviously new to the South. I've always been waiting for someone to say like, "Do you speak English?" And it just hasn't happened yet. So that's the only thing I'm surprised about.
My dad hasn't done this in a long time, but when I used to go out to breakfast with him a lot, and for some reason he thought he had to talk to like the bus boy in Spanish, like asking for water.
Agua, por favor.
Dad, these fucking guys speak English. You could talk English to these fucking guys.
No, but your dad's realistic. Some of those guys really don't. You know what I mean?
Does he speak Spanish?
Well, he speaks Italian, so it's very, very similar.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we're all a disappointment to our parents, right? Yeah, I don't know. Just wanted to ask you guys. Mike brought up,
and I know things.
Mike had a topic he brought up about baseball. Yeah, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, did you guys see Andrew McCutchen? He made a post, and basically what he's saying is that the balls are duds this year. And remember, I was talking about previously, like the juice balls.
Yeah.
Right. So recent information indicates that the Pittsburgh Pirates designated hitter Andrew McCutchen has publicly shared the frustration with the baseballs used in Major League Baseball this season. He claimed to have been told by a Major League Baseball representative that the balls are indeed different, featuring higher seams, which are creating more drag and causing them not to travel as far as expected. So you have a major league official telling him, yeah, the balls are duds this year because of the seams.
Once you brought this to my attention, I kind of looked into it, and you're right. Major League Baseball is acknowledging it.
Yeah, so I mean, I think previously when I brought up that the balls were juice back in the day, there was a little negativity like they weren't, but no, they fuck with the ball, and each ball apparently is handmade. Yeah. So even if they changed the material this year for let's say they changed the thread,
not this year.
I'm just saying,
not mid-season.
I'm just saying, or for next year, right? They changed the thread. But each ball is going to be a little different because they're all handmade. It's not like a machine.
What do you mean they're hand sewn?
Hand sewn, yes. They're not made by a machine, so it's going to have a little different, touch. But,
which is amazing to me, right? I mean, there's got to be a fucking thousands, right? 100,000 baseball.
I mean, one game. How many balls do they go through in one game?
Yeah,
at least in the course of a season, league wide, it's got to be 100,000 balls.
I mean, I feel like between batting practice, the game, and maybe it's got to be 50 balls they're throwing into the stands. I mean, 30 balls. Yeah. Plus whatever home runs are hit.
A juiced ball, according to them, is when the laces are pulled tight, right? Tighter than normal.
When the ball is tight, yeah. So you get a lot of action off the ball and travel. So this year should be a pitcher's year, right?
I was just going to say, doesn't that help the pitcher?
Yeah, this year should help the pitcher. And you've seen it. A lot of guys, they're getting good wood on the ball, and it's not going over the wall. And it's a little dead this year.
Interesting. You know what else I found interesting about this story?
What?
That Andrew McCutchen is back in the Pirates. That he's still playing baseball. That's
yeah. No, the guy, he's a trooper, bro.
Yeah.
How long has he been at it?
The last time that this happened, when they discovered the seams were higher, was in 2019. There was actually a committee that looked into it. We've talked about it before too. I think I brought this up before, but there was a committee that actually looked into it, and they did discover that the seams were higher during that season.
Interesting.
Very interesting. I agree.
Wonder if it's a different leather. Maybe you can't get them as tight sometimes. I don't know. Who knows?
Well, it's like Mike said, and they are hand stitched. So they have dozens of people hand stitching these things every single day. So not every single one is going to be exactly the same.
I know there's
And how many of those people can get deported?
That's what, I mean, seriously, like you may stitch better than me. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
the ball's different.
And isn't there one river the mud comes from?
Yes.
Right, somewhere?
Yeah. Mississippi.
That they rub the mud on the balls.
Like a certain
And that shit
area.
is expensive.
Is it the Mississippi River?
Did you ever rub mud on your balls?
Mud?
Yeah,
No.
that mud is $26 for a jar of that mud.
Wow.
And they're getting that mud for free.
They're just digging.
What do you mean they're getting that mud for free?
They just
They're
scoop it up.
literally just going down to the riverbank, scooping it out.
Scoop it out. Yeah.
Sticking with sports real quick. And congratulations to the Florida Panthers. They're back-to-back Stanley Cup champs. They, that was a certifiable ass whooping to win that one.
Yeah. Did they beat the same team 2 years in a row?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beat the Edmonton Oilers, and congratulations to them. And that's a shout out to our good friend of the show, friend of the pod, our friend Scotty.
Scotty too hottie.
Yeah, that's for you, buddy. And we won't talk about hockey for maybe another year.
Yay.
Yo, but the state of Florida has won 4 out of the last 6 NHL championships.
Wow. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's so I mean it's just weird because you think hockey cold, right? And Florida's dominating. I don't know.
Yeah.
Between the two teams, but 4 out of 6, yeah.
Yeah.
Where are we at in the finals?
Good for them.
3-2?
3 games too. Is that on tonight?
I think so.
Is it? Yeah. Well, we could have an NBA champion tonight. We'll see. Possible. All right, you guys got anything else before we wrap things up?
Yeah, I think I have one more thing. Hold on a second here. There's something else I wanted to say.
Mike D.
Mike D's always got something else.
All right, it's just really quick, and I'm thinking of ways to improve the show. Okay.
Okay.
Do you think it's fucking corny or gay as fuck to start a GoFundMe page for us? Let's try to get funding. I don't know. Maybe get a nice studio.
Yeah.
There's that other option called Patreon.
Sponsors.
Patreon, I think. Like fans of the show could donate if they'd like. I think it's called Patreon.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. You want to talk about this?
No. I'm gonna put the pressure on our audience out here. Listen,
We're looking for 100K by Friday.
and listen, we really don't care, and we don't need your money. How about the shares, likes, and subscribe?
There you
Don't
go.
be
We'll take that instead. Okay.
All right. I didn't think you were going there, but
Yeah, I was just thinking different ways. I'm like, would that be corny to start a GoFundMe?
Billions and billions and
Do we have anything to lose? I mean,
no, we have nothing to lose.
how about a Beers and BS mobile?
I honestly thought you were going to go like,
I'm Donald Trump, and I
we should take live callers or something like that along that route.
Oh no, Joe.
no, we have absolutely nothing to lose. Do I think it's corny? I don't, dude. I've never, I've only contributed to a GoFundMe. I've never started a GoFundMe.
Right. I mean, it's not a dire situation, no one's health or anything like that. But I assume some people might just, try to help out starving artists,
to reinvest into the pot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, get like a studio space and fucking,
You just bought a new car, so I just want to make sure.
Hey.
I don't think GoFundMe would be the option there, but like that is specifically for.
Emergency situations.
I think so.
People in a situation in need.
People
right?
in need. Yes.
Yeah. Well, not always.
You might be thinking of Kickstarter though.
Kickstarter.
does that.
That's the word. Honestly, yeah, because it's Kickstarter that I was thinking about. Yeah.
Okay.
But is that corny too?
No, I'm going to say by all means, Mike, explore.
Yeah.
Explore.
I mean, what do we have to lose, right? You never know. Someone might,
Grab your compass
take
and
a chance
explore.
on us. Take a chance.
You must have heard about the rent bill from Brewport that's going to kick in next week.
That thing's going up. Dude, I'll tell you right. Hold on. And I know, like, whatever. I got to look into this. I'm assuming it's my taxes. My mortgage payment went up $136.
Oh, it's definitely your taxes.
Oh, you're probably short
Property
escrow.
taxes.
So.
Huh?
That's
But-
right.
No, but that's not until September.
They don't care.
Oh.
You know what I mean? It's not until September. All of a sudden, from last month to this, $136.
That's a lot.
And I haven't done a deep dive into why. I have to assume it's my taxes, but I got to call my mortgage company. This is, I don't know why. I'm not trying to share this with anybody else. I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, when you brought up and stuff, like when you brought up the rent and like, what the fuck? What's going on?
That's what is that?
That's you. That's like
$13.50 a month or something? I mean, a year?
Yeah, that's a big jump.
Dude, like for like 10 years, I paid my taxes separately from my mortgage because I flipped out on my mortgage. I'm like, tell me exactly why it went up. Why was my escrow short? You tell me why. How I want to know the difference, where that money's allocated. Or they couldn't give me any answers. I'm like, you know what? I will pay my taxes myself and pay the mortgage.
I thought about that.
But, then I later on, I refinanced or whatever. And, it's bulked back together now. But for like 10 years, I went down to fucking Bald Hill over there and fucking.
Yeah, that's why
twice a year.
I have to do separately because I have to do that to them, to the town of Brickett, and then I have to do it to freaking the village.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking.
Everybody got their hand in your pocket.
Yeah.
I have village credentials and I don't live in the village.
Yeah. And that's.
Does that bother you?
No.
Yeah.
No. I'm happy for you. You know what I mean? Somebody else? Yeah. I think it's bullshit. I'm going to rip the sticker off. No, I'm happy for. All right. So that's it. Moving on.
Yeah.
All right.
I got one more thing. And just really quick, very happy that one of my wish list items for this presidency is coming to fruition. The NFA is going to pretty much be going away. So that means we can have silencers without a tax, an extra $200 tax. We can have short barrel rifles, short barrel shotguns, and all without any registry or extra taxation.
What is the NFA?
The National Firearms Act.
So wait, is this a country across the country or just your state?
Across the country.
Wow.
Wait,
We can have silencers?
we can have silencers?
Yes.
Really? Starting like
Yeah,
now?
but I think
As soon as it passes, the big beautiful bill passes, it's now baked into the big beautiful bill. So once that passes, yes.
I just want to know what it feels. I just want to know what it sounds like. Pew pew. Yeah.
Oh, it's so fucking cool. I love my fucking silencers.
It's a suppressor.
you ever
It's not
type
silence.
pew pew into your cell phone and send it to someone?
Pew pew.
Try it later.
Technically, Mike, the patent is under silencer.
Oh, is it really?
Yes.
So that's not going to be just for the states that silencers are legal currently. That's going to
It's
legalize a
gonna be across the board.
silencer in every state.
Well, check your local legalities, but for free states like mine, all it means is that we don't have to go through the extra hurdles to purchase one. So right now, what happens is I have to have fingerprint, passport photo taken. I have to do a separate background check on it. It takes anywhere from 2 weeks to a year for me to pass this background check. And then there's an extra $200 tax on top of the sales tax for that suppressor. So with passing this, it's going to lift the extra hurdles, and I can go to the store, walk in, here's my money without that extra tax, and I can walk out with it that same day.
Cool.
I just got a text real quick. And I just wanted to ask Gabe. Gabe, have you ever been to Deadwood, South Dakota?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
How long ago?
Fucking great place. The last time I was there was probably 5-6 years ago.
Were you at a casino?
Yeah.
You were.
Oh, shit.
This last time, 5-6 years ago?
No, not this last time. The few years before that.
A few years before that? Okay. Was it a wheeling trip that you were on?
Yeah.
Okay. This is interesting.
What's going on?
This
right
is interesting.
We've been having a lot of weird fucking emails
Yeah.
lately, right? I mean, and not weird. No, not weird. But different people from around the country. I mean, I'm very impressed and shocked,
Bro, this is,
We're getting out there.
dude, this is a phenomenal show. You know what I mean? Phenomenal podcast.
who wouldn't listen?
We cover everything on this podcast.
And our GoFundMe is
All right. So, Gabe, we have somebody who wrote in, okay? that said they were in Deadwood, South Dakota, same time as you, okay? On a wheeling, when the time you were there on a wheeling trip, when they were hanging out with you in a casino, okay? And she is describing herself as a drunk fake titty lady that kind of molested you a little bit. Is this
Gabe? Tell us the story, Gabe.
Is this accurate, Gabe?
That just come in just now?
Yeah, hot. Is this accurate?
Someone sent you.
Hold on.
Someone
We
sent
gotta
you a
break the
text
glass,
with
Joe.
that?
You got the breaking news. Gabe got some drunk fake titty chick in a casino.
Yeah, something like that happened.
Yeah.
You got molested?
You could say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We could talk off.
Gabe, she's talking about she has an 8-year-old boy she wants you to meet.
Gabe, we just busted your chops, bro. It was your friend who wrote in.
Mark Andre
wrote in, breaking your
that
chops.
Put you on the
Fucking
hot seat,
asshole.
Gabe. Let's get your secrets out.
I just saw you blushing from 1,200 miles away.
Oh my
man.
god.
And Mark says that she followed you back to the room that night. No matter what you say, he saw her fucking stumbling after you.
Anyway, Mark wants to play a little prank on you, and very well done, Mark. Very well done. Okay.
Yeah. So what happened was
We don't have to talk about it. Okay.
another friend of ours was being generous and buying a lot of people drinks, and included in that group of people he was buying drinks were these 3 older ladies, and one of them was very drunk and friendly, and she kind of joked, "I'm taking you home tonight," and I'm like, no, it's fine. You know, we're hanging out, we're playing dice and this and that, and all of a sudden she grabbed my dick.
Oh.
She's like, "No, you don't understand. I'm taking you home tonight."
Oh, she was serious.
So,
Yeah.
man, so we are going to talk about it. It's funny, man. God, I'm Cap. Sorry.
Yeah. So I was just kind of like, not having it. I was like, "No, this is just too much. I'm not doing this." I can't do
According
this.
to
It's
Mark,
fucking-
you did have it. You had it like the buffet in the casino. He said you ate that shit up. You had it coming over your chin.
Nah, it's funny, man. Your friend Mark wrote in, and he said, like, you put him onto the pod, and he's having a lot of fun. He just wanted to break your chops and have some fun with you. And he's like, "Don't tell him who it is," and that's why we're just playing. We're just joking.
Oh
around
my
with you, man.
god.
That's good. He got you though. He got you because right,
He
we're
he
like,
got me.
right.
Yeah.
You saw Gabe, like the wheels were spinning. Right, he's like, "Oh fuck!" Right, Deadwood Casino, shit.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Do they have the old town like Deadwood set up, like the old Western?
It still kind of looks like it. The streets are paved in brick. But the town has been burned twice. So it was formed, burned, formed again, burned again, and then brought back up from the ashes. It's a very interesting place. I was 6 hours from it when I lived in Denver. So I went there a lot to go off-roading. It's one of the best places in the country to wheel, to off-road. It's fucking phenomenal country. There's one place, I was on a hill, and in the distance I can see Mount Rushmore.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
That's cool. Yeah.
It was really, really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very modernized now. Obviously, there's casinos, restaurants,
And old drunk
they have-
big titty ladies.
and they have some
Grabbing your
places
cock.
that are. They have some places that are still set up like the old school, old country,
Saloons and
Western.
shit like that.
Yeah.
Well, Gabe, this should be a lesson to you. Okay, stop telling people to listen to the pod. Okay.
No.
Nah,
Keep on.
Kidding.
Fuck that Kickstarter.
Kickstart it.
All right, guys, let's get into the Brew Crew email. Let's wrap things up.
Bob and Kate. Bob's getting some fucking competition out there now. That's wrong. Bob, you're still number one in my book.
You've got mail.
Brew Crew email, guys. That's how we wrap things up. Mike D,
Whoop, whoop.
what's our email?
It is the Brew Crew at beersandbs.com.
Joey, where can everybody find us?
You can find our wonderful podcast at Apple, Spotify, Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and if you want to sit down and watch us, YouTube.
I highly recommend you sit down and watch us. Joey likes to listen but I highly recommend you to watch this, right?
I'm on the go. I like to listen to it.
Yeah, and don't forget to like, share, follow, subscribe. Like I said, if you subscribe, you never miss an episode. All right, guys, our first email is from a returning emailer, okay? And that is from Kate from Henderson, Nevada.
Kate, love you. Come on, keep sending them in.
And she says, I heard Mike and Gabe talk about movie previews and thought someone would have mentioned Ballerina. I'm not a lesbian, but I would do naughty things to Anna De Armas.
De
Armas. Okay, I'm saying that wrong. Woof in Gabe's voice, she says. Rumor is the next 007 will have a female as the Bond character. What do you think about females in action movies like that? Do you like them, hate them, or are you indifferent? And that's Kate from Henderson, Nevada. Kate, first off, thank you for being such a loyal listener and a loyal emailer. Anybody want to kick that off?
I was a big fan of Angelina Jolie in Tomb Raider, so I'm not opposed to a woman in the leading role in an action movie.
No way.
But with that said, the Bond series is just it's a male role.
It's wrong to change it.
It's wrong to change it.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know,
start something new.
Like, listen,
spin off.
You know how I stand or whatever, but some shit
how do you stand?
Some shit is too woke.
How
you
do
know
you
what I mean?
stand?
Like, you don't have to fuck with James Bond.
I agree.
The dude is a ladies' man. Now what is he gonna be, like
Janet Bond?
A woman's man? Like, I don't I don't understand. No, you know, everything about James Bond is a man. You know what I mean?
All about a spinoff though. Like if they come up with a way to tie in.
Yeah, like
I agree. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah,
I really do.
Right.
I think it's a great idea. Part of the same, whatever outfit that he comes out of, because he's not MI6, right? What is he? He's something else. He's like above that, right?
Yeah.
James Bond. I agree with that. As far as Anna De Armas, God, why can't I say that? I can't say her name. Yeah, she's hot. She's hot stuff. No doubt.
So I'm looking at her right now, and she has the same color eyes as my wife. They like green.
You see?
Yeah. And she actually has like the very similar shape, face as my wife. You see this?
Dude, your wife's beautiful too, bro.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like, so maybe like Kate, I would do naughty things probably to her too. I don't know.
She's like,
I'm with you, Kate. All right, I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. I agree. Like, so she's hot stuff. Now, this movie Ballerina, it's part of the John Wick franchise.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's pretty wild.
I didn't see is there 4 John Wicks?
There's a fourth one coming out.
Oh, it's the 4th one. Okay. So I saw the other 3 and stuff. I mean, the first one's amazing.
The first one's the best. Yeah,
no doubt. It gets a little crazy.
A man and his dog. You know what I mean?
So I think it's kind of cool that they're Joey right there. They're branching off. Here we go. They're not making a Joanne Wick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're branching off. She's
Ballerina.
Yeah, just like that's what they should do for James Bond.
They should.
Perfect, dude. Perfect. Yeah. So no, I got no problem with a female action star, especially if she's hot. I'm just trying. I was trying to think. I was trying to think of another example. You know what I mean? But I can't come up with one. So I'm okay with it. I love that. Do you think you want to do bad things to her? And Wolf, Gabe, what about you?
Woof.
There is a series that I absolutely love, and it has a female, and it's Kill Bill 1 and 2.
Kill Bill.
I absolutely love seeing women in action movies and kicking ass. Like I said, Kill Bill 1 and 2 are 2 of my favorite all-time movies. We've also seen
that's Uma Thurman, right?
Weaver. We've seen Sigourney Weaver.
I got a funny Uma Thurman story, bro. A guy I worked with. No, but you got to hear this shit. This is important. This is important. I'm telling you, if you hear this, you're going to say, okay, all right?
You know what I say? I say Wolf.
A guy, Joe, I worked with, he was an iron worker, right? It's crazy. He hooked up with Uma Thurman, and they did adult things together and stuff like that when she was becoming a budding star. This guy Joe right now, his name is Josie, and he's a woman.
He's a woman,
and he's a woman.
Yeah, still an iron worker.
No, that would not play there.
Why, you guys let him go?
No, he left, and now we see in like Instagram and Facebook, TikTok. His name is Josie.
Wow.
What is that?
And he legit was with Uma Thurman. You know what I mean?
girl's got to have her little secret.
So you're saying Uma changed him?
I don't know. Things were there, things were done, and now he's not a guy anymore.
All right.
Jesus.
Quick question. How tall is he?
Dude, he's not short.
No, because she's real tall.
Yeah, he's not short.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like she's like 6 feet.
That's what I'm saying. Like when I look at him, he was about my height, about 6 foot.
No more.
What?
I said, where's she been? She hasn't done anything in years.
Yeah, yeah. It's been a while. You're right.
She has children now and stuff, right? Like
They're like with Ethan Hawke. Their daughter is
she's an actress, no?
yeah, like big. Like she was in Stranger Things.
Oh, really? No.
Yeah.
She's not
Maya Hawke.
Oh, I was gonna say she's not the main character.
No, she works with
Billy Joe Bob girl.
She worked with him. Like, what's the guy? Steve in the ice cream place, whatever the fuck they worked in the mall.
Never seen that.
Oh, you still haven't seen it?
Stranger Things?
Stranger Things?
No, I haven't.
It's coming back out in what, November or
Something like that.
All I
October?
know is that girl, the lead, has grown up.
Bobby Joe,
Millie Bobby Joe.
Billy Bob,
She's an attractive woman.
Billy Bob Thornton,
Millie Bobby Brown.
Millie Bobby Brown, Bobby Brown, Whitney
She's
Houston.
kinda funny
Millie
looking to
Bob.
me.
Millie Brown.
It's her prerogative.
She's kind of funny looking to me. She's got a kind of like a long.
Dude, there's an actress that looks just like.
She's gotten pretty, dude.
You know what I'm talking
No.
about, right?
Gabe was talking again.
Just for the record, I can't hear Gabe right now.
You can't hear anything?
Hustling through this. No.
Are your headphones dead?
No. They're powered in. They're plugged in. They're not. They go off power when they're plugged in.
That's weird, man.
Yeah.
It happened last time we were here too, right?
I think the time before.
Gabe, what would you say, man?
I don't remember.
It was about Bobby Brown. Millie Bobby Brown.
He drowned Whitney.
I think but I think she's grown out to be a pretty woman.
Yeah.
You know, pretty girl, whatever. Millie Bobby Brown. You don't think so?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think she's ugly.
Who said no though? Somebody said no.
Gabe don't like her. She got a big forehead, he said. I don't know. Gabe said it. I didn't say it.
Oh man. All right. Hey, Kate from Henson, Nevada. Thanks for listening. Thanks for writing in.
Hey, let us know what you do to Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah. What do you think of her?
What do you think of her?
All right, guys. We got one more before we wrap things up for this week.
I really hope it's
For episode 71.
It's not fun.
Dude, I am sorry. But you're right. It's Barbara from Mastic.
All right.
Barbara
I
from
can sleep
Mastic.
tonight.
Yeah. Mike, wake Joey up. What do we got?
Who's that? That's Millie Bobby Brown? That's Millie Bobby Brown? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She grew up.
She's real pretty.
Yeah.
Wait, how old is she first?
She's like.
Is she over 20?
She's probably 30.
No way.
No.
She was a little
I think she
girl
just
in
turned
Stranger
22.
Things. There's only been like 4 years. So she's probably like
Tracy's been
19.
around for a while. No, she's older than that. God, I hope she's over 20. All right. Anyway, Barbara from Mastic. 21?
She's 21.
All right, good.
She's not 21.
Gabe just said.
All right.
He looked it up. Gabe, you looked it up, I'm assuming, right?
Yep.
All right. Barbara from Mastic. Last one.
Bob.
She says, hey, just finished listening to the latest episode and you guys were talking about your confirmation names. My question is, do any of you still go to church? Oof. Oof. Barbara went there. Barbara from Mastic went there. Huh? All right.
It's calling you out.
You know what? I'll kick this one off and I'm going to say, no, I don't. I don't go to church anymore. I was going to church when my kids, because my kids fucking Gabe, because my kids were in religion and they made their communion confirmation, so kind of like the parents have to attend. I'm gonna be honest, that's the only reason why I went. I don't know, I don't want to offend anybody or sound like I'm a hypocritical Catholic. That's what I am. You know what I mean? I did it for when I had to do it, and that's about it. So no, I do not go to church.
Oh, the jam.
Fucking guys.
What do you say?
That was Adrian's song, bro.
My song. The first song. The Disney princess one. Joey, what about you?
I do not go to church.
No?
I'm not embarrassed to say it. I don't consider it a sin. I just do not practice religion at this stage in my life.
How about your kids? Do you got them in religion?
No.
No?
Nope.
Did you do all your sacraments and shit like that? Did you go to religion when you were a little kid?
I did. My mother taught religion for 20 years right over here.
What? Your mother must be stirring right now. That her grandkids are not like making the communion.
Let me tell you right now. There's like, it may be real small, but there's a place in her heart that hates Joey for not going.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
Listen, they can make those decisions when they're older if they want to.
She probably drives him to church even behind his back and shit. Get him blessed.
when they come to the house, right? She's reading the Bible and shit to him, right?
Yeah. It's just not something that's important to us.
It should be. It should be important to all of us.
Why?
I don't do.
Why should it be?
I don't do it because you know what? It's good to have faith in something. You know, otherwise your life is kind of empty.
Every year, I have faith in the Giants, bro. Every year.
And look what that's gotten you lately. I would love to say that I do, but I don't go to church as often as I
How often?
I'm a handful of times a year.
Okay.
You know
When was the last time you were there?
Last time I was there was like a week or two ago for Ben's confirmation. I was his sponsor.
Not for an event, just to go and worship.
Yeah, not a funeral.
No. So it's been a while.
Been a while.
Yeah, probably maybe a full year. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christmas?
No, I don't go on a holiday. Fuck that shit's packed. I don't want to stand up all the time, bro.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Listen,
it's if you listen and you take it all in, you live by it. It's a good life. You know what I mean? They don't preach anything evil, nothing like that. Love your neighbor, everybody, blah blah blah. Forgive everybody for their bullshit. So it's good to good rules to live by, and fulfillment. Like
I don't need the church to be a good citizen and human being.
Yeah, maybe you do.
Dude, he loves his neighbor, but we all know who his neighbor is. Right?
My mama.
Yeah, exactly.
Love you, mommy. But listen, I don't know. Gabe, you don't believe in anything, like you don't, know God at all and stuff. Like I feel like that's scary. It might be a little empty. You know what I mean? To think that we're just a science project and when we die, it's just over and ashes and dust. There's no carrying on. There's no fate. I don't know. It's scary to think that.
Well, that's why I think part of the real religion is to scare you into thinking a certain way.
Well, scare you to behave and yet right, and do the right thing.
I mean, a lot of the religions that started back way back were to control the masses.
Yeah.
For example, the Mayans used the calendar to know when there was going to be an eclipse, and they would tell people, "Hey, you guys are fucking up. You're a bunch of fuck ups. If you keep acting up, we're going to take away the sun." And if you keep doing it, it's going to be on this exact day. And they knew exactly when these eclipses were going to happen. So they used that against them. And it became a dogma. And it became stuff like this became religion.
But sometimes the masses need to be controlled. Otherwise they get out of hand. You need a set of rules to live by. Like the 10 Commandments. If you live by the 10 Commandments, you live a good life. You really do. You know what I mean? But, we all strive to be good. When you're in a set religion, at least my religion. I don't know about other religions if they preach hate or anything like that, but ours doesn't. Ours preaches love, and there's nothing wrong.
I feel like when you leave like the Northeast, like Catholic is not a very popular religion.
No, it's Baptist down south, right?
Yeah,
but it's a Christian-based belief. You believe in Jesus Christ, and
I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's you look down upon if you're Catholic.
Yeah, well, but Catholic was the main one, and then everything branched off, right? You have Lutheranism, Protestant, Baptist. You have all born again and all this other shit. But
Lex Lutherism.
Lex Lutherism. But I think the Roman Catholic was the basis, and everything broke apart from there because maybe this group didn't like the saints and this group didn't like this, and so they all start their own little sect. But basically, if they believe in Jesus, that's the main thread that holds them all together, right? And there's no hate; it's all love, and be honest and be true.
You know what? I don't think. God.
I don't think there's anything wrong with religion. Like Mike said, it can give people.
I agree. Whatever gets you through the day,
a good base. You know.
Yeah, but if that's what helps you, then I agree.
And I'll give you an example. In my case, I grew up Catholic and then converted to Christianity, and then that's when I kind of studied it and was like, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense to me. So I have to have this faith to have this type of feeling.
That's right.
I don't have this faith.
Right.
So it doesn't make sense to me to keep practicing this.
Right. You have to have faith to believe in the miracles and stuff that they talk about, and you have to believe that it's all true, and it comes down to faith.
Listen, the only thing I'm getting from all this is that fucking Barbara from Ask to open the can of worms. All right. All right.
Now listening to the #1 religious podcast on Apple and Amazon.
Don't be rude.
Barbara from Ask, thank you. I'm only kidding. Thank you so much for writing in. We appreciate it. We love you.
Barbara, you're the best.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Bob.
Kate, you're number 2.
And don't forget Chris.
Chris is number 3.
Big time email.
Ben is number 4.
And fuck you, Mark.
Mark Andre is my new best friend. I'm like, keep giving me Gabe's secrets.
Mark Andre is a name that I gave him. It's his quote unquote alias. His real name is Marcus. But everyone calls him Mark. And then we're both Seinfeld fans, and there was an episode with Andre calling the sex line. So we incorporated his like an alias type thing.
This is like his porn name, right? Mark Andre.
Yes, exactly. Like when they refer to me, they're always calling me, Gabriel Antonio. Saying it like an Antonio Banderas.
Gabriel Antonio.
All right. That's how we're going to wrap things up. Episode 71. All right. Yes. Thank you guys very much for listening.
Thank you.
Gabe, thank you. Right.
Sure.
Thanks, Kate, and thanks, Barbara, again for the emails.
Yes.
Like, share, subscribe.
Yes. In the words of Ferris Bueller, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you can miss it. Get out there and do something.
Nice.
Here's a quote.
I watched it this weekend.
Very good. Very good.
Guys, have a good night. Thanks for listening.
Get home safe.
All right.